Hi, I'm professional sports handicapper Ross Benjamin of rbwins.com. It's Thursday, October 29th, and it's time for another edition of one of my free pick segments. Today, we're going to be covering a college football game played on Saturday in the Mountain West Conference as the San Diego State Aztecs travel to Utah State to take on the Aggies. That game starts at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturday night. I got a special announcement at the end of the video, so please stay tuned. We got some exciting things coming up on the OSGA YouTube channel that I'd like to share with you, starting next week, as a matter of fact. All right, let's get to this game. San Diego State right now is a 7.5-point road favorite in this game, and the Aztecs are coming off a 33-6 win over UNLV last week, a game in which they allowed the Rebels to rack up just 186 yards of total offense. That's borderline anemic, folks. Utah State, on the other hand, had a much tougher competition as they faced the Boise State Broncos, the perennial Mountain West champion and contender, and national ranked Boise State Broncos. Seems like every year they're somewhere in the top 25. I'm not sure of the rankings this year because I'll get to that later. I don't believe in the rankings this year, to be quite frank, at this juncture anyway. Utah State, they were handled quite easily by Boise State on the road, 42-13 loss, and they only were able to amass 247 yards of total offense in that game, while they allowed the Broncos to accumulate 450 yards on offense. San Diego State is going to be playing with revenge from a 23-17 home loss a season ago. So, again, I think this San Diego State team is a pretty good one, despite the fact that they're under a new coaching regime, new defensive coordinator. Still a lot of talent left there in San Diego. So, now let's get to why I like this game. The bottom line is that when you got a team that's coming off a game in which they allowed 225 yards or less, and you're facing a team like Utah State that's only amassed 225 yards or fewer of offense in their previous game. Those teams have gone 33-6 since 1992. That's 33-6 against the spread, and the average margin of victory has been 18 points per game. I like San Diego State here, minus the 7.5 on the road against Utah State. Folks, I would highly recommend, it's always a good idea to buy off the 0.5 point on key numbers in college football and the NFL. College football, the key numbers are 3, 6, 7, 10, 13, and 14. The NFL, we rarely get up to 13 and 14, so 3, 6, 7, and 10. So in this instance, I would recommend paying the extra juice and buying this down to 7. Now, I know a lot of people don't like paying extra juice because they're paying juice already. But look, the juice only counts when you lose. And all you need is buying that 0.5 point one time to earn you a push instead of a loss. Out of every 10 bets, losing bets you make, you're going to be ahead of the game by doing so. So, again, once again, Saturday night, 9:30 Eastern Time. This is going to be San Diego State. Minus the 7.5, buy them down to 7 at Utah State. Now, let me touch upon what I meant about the ranked opponents. This year, we have a lot of teams in, for example, a lot of teams that played almost half their schedule already. And then we got conferences like the Big Ten that just started a week ago, the Pac-12, who's yet to begin, and what am I missing? That's about it. And so what I'm trying to say is quite simple. There is a lot of ranked teams this year that ordinarily, if all of the Power 5 conferences were in play or had been fully in play since the beginning of September, the rankings would look much different than they do now. All due respect to Coastal Carolina, I give that coaching staff all the credit in the world. A newbie to the FBS level for maybe 3 or 4 years, somewhere in that area. And here they are, undefeated and currently ranked number 20 in the country. Yet they're going on the road this week as only a 3-point favorite at Georgia State. So that tells me everything I need to know. they're being rewarded for their good start. And a lot of these teams in the Big 12, Pac-12, Big 10, or Big 10 and Pac-12 more specifically, give them some time, and you're going to see maybe a couple teams take over in these spots where these non-Power 5 conference schools are currently occupying. Army's another one. As I recall, they're ranked 25th in the country, and all due respect to the cadets, they've done a fine job this year. Their only loss came against number 8 Cincinnati, 24-10. But that Army program, if you put them in the Pac-12 or you put them in the Big 10, would definitely be bottom tier, guys. There's no question about it. So, again, my point, finally my point is going to be this, okay? Don't get too caught up with equating rankings to point spreads, because you could get misled very easy. As a matter of fact, there's one game in particular that doesn't even involve the scenarios I just mentioned. You have a team like West Virginia playing at home this week against Kansas State, yet West Virginia is a 3.5-point favorite over the number 16 Kansas State Wildcats. So, again, that's what I mean. If it comes down to who I trust more, the odds makers or the pollsters who vote, unequivocally, you have to always side with the odds makers. They just don't give money away. And the bottom line is they're looking at things from a point spread perspective, while the pollsters are just looking at win-loss records and sometimes not even accounting for strength of schedule. So, again, just a tip from me. Now, as far as the special announcement goes, right here on the OSGA YouTube channel next week, I'll be joined by professional sports handicapper Chip Chirimbus. Chip was, he's been around forever and a day, formerly of the A-Play. If those of you who are back in the 80s and 90s remember him, seeing him on TV quite often on a lot of sports handicapping shows. And also, he was a weekly guest on CNBC for around 6 years back in the early 90s, too, as a sports handicapping guest as well, where they would ask him to pick one game and he'd give his opinion on the game. So I look forward to working with Chip, and the schedule is going to look like this at the beginning. Every Monday, we're going to take an early look at the college football board for the upcoming week. We're also going to take a quick look back and see what happened, what we learned in college football. Same thing applies in the NFL on Tuesdays. And then Thursday, we're going to go back to the college football board, take a look at the line movement, and share some of our thoughts as we had more time to delve into the college football card and watch the line movement, as I alluded to. And the same thing's going to apply in the NFL for an NFL show on Friday. So a lot to look forward to, folks. Not always all about just giving out free picks. Anybody could give a free pick. You're going to hear two guys talk and break down what they see. They're going to share their handicapping methods, their handicapping ideologies with you, and hopefully that makes you a smarter sports bettor that day than you were the day before. Again, that's next week on the OSGA YouTube channel. Ross Benjamin and Chip Chirimbus starting on Monday with the college football early look coming up on this great channel. And speaking of this great channel, if you haven't subscribed, folks, take 2 seconds to do so. Right in the bottom right-hand corner of the page, you'll see an OSGA logo. Just hover over that, hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified upon any of our sports betting videos going up on this channel, just go into your YouTube notifications and click the notifications button. That's OSGA.com. And don't forget, folks, be kind enough to give me a like. My website, by the way, rbwins.com, and my pay selections in the NFL are really killing it this year. As a matter of fact, since the first Monday night of the NFL season, I have gone 24-13 with my NFL picks, pay picks. That is, that includes 8-3 with my last 11, and my college football 10-star top plays. I give one of those out a week. It's my best bet in college football. I've won 5 of my last 6, including last week with the winner on North Carolina minus 14.5, who demolished North Carolina State. On Saturday, got a big 10-star top play in the Penn State-Ohio State game that goes Saturday night on ABC. You can get that pick right now by going to rbwins.com. Folks, I offer daily packages for those of you who just like to dabble in once in a while, Monday through Sunday. And then also you could purchase a subscription plan, a 7-day for $149, a 30-day for $499. And by doing so, I give you my personal guarantee on those multiple day subscriptions that if you're not making a profit at the end of your subscription or when it expires, whatever way you want to term it, I will extend your package until you do, or your subscription until you do. I'm Ross Benjamin. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, give me a like. And until the next time, good luck and God bless.